What was that? God damn it. You want to learn more about Tiny Planet? Not again. The only thing we have to work with on Tiny Planet is the fact that it's Earth, but smaller. As Rick's parameters requested, it's 80% like Earth. First thing I thought of was that it's 80% smaller. The circumference of Earth is 40,075 kilometers long. If I scaled it down, then I would get 8,015 kilometers. Looking at these numbers on paper, I didn't feel confident that this was what I was supposed to do. The planet is obviously smaller than Pluto in the show. Pluto's circumference is 7,232 kilometers long. Tiny Planet is not 80% of Earth as I previously thought. I went back and rewatched the episode, and Beth and Morty mentioned they found some tiny pigs 30 yards
east
or 300 yards
west.
This gave me a clue into the minimum circumference of Tiny Planet. FYI, with this calculation I'm assuming that it's just a smaller Earth. In order to find out the scale of Earth to Tiny Planet, we take the Tiny Planet's circumference and divide it by Earth's circumference, and then times it by 100. I'll spare you the boring calculations because it's just 0.00000075 times Earth's value for whatever you want. If you want to see all of the calculations, then here. Let's start with gravity. It would be like being in space, but your cold, hard corpse is drifting towards the planet at 73.5525 micrometers per second squared. There would be no atmosphere or liquid water like we see in the show, just a floating ball of rock. Its mass would be 44 quintillion, 791 quadrillion, and 500 trillion kilograms. That may sound like a lot, but the mass of Pluto is 13 sextillion and 90 quintillion kilograms. This thing is not a planet. There is a fish called the Mariana snailfish, which lives at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and has to live with over 1,000 times the amount of pressure we feel at sea level. If this thing was moved up to sea level, it would explode due to the change in pressure. Now imagine you've been transported to tiny non-planet, which had an Earth-like atmosphere and gravity. Here is how I imagined it. Not pretty. If it wouldn't float away, there would be about 10,394.875425 cubic kilometers water on non-tiny planet. That's a 10-kilometer tall cube of water. Fuck you, Imperial System! The final thing I did was landmass. Tiny Planet's landmass has one extra step. It does not have Africa. The total surface area of land on non-tiny planet would be 3,597.975 kilometers squared. So yeah, Tiny Planet isn't really plausible in known science, but it's still a fun concept. What do you think?